Sometimes I think the tighter the situation, the better, because you're more focused and switched on when you walk out. So I suppose I sort of felt like that. I think too, Test cricket's such a special game to play, and you always want to make the most of that.
As that's worked nicely by Perry to the leg side. Perry is able to connect extremely well.
Short and work down to third man. That's going to run away.
I joined Pez probably just towards the start of her innings, and we batted in that afternoon/evening session together. So she was hitting the ball well then, and it pretty much didn't stop for the rest of the Test match.
Another delightful stroke from Perry. She's really enjoying this bowling.
Fortunately, I got out, so I didn't get to continue on the partnership with her.
Yeah, that period before stumps on the second day was actually really cool because it's really challenging. It might not be free-flowing, but you know, if you can stick it out, you know, you've kind of done the best thing for the team. For a lot of it, I batted with Elisa Healy, and you know, we've played cricket together for a long period of time, and it's probably the biggest challenge that we've had as a batting pair, sort of out in the middle, in really tough conditions, you know, in a period of the game that was pretty crucial.
That's a brilliant shot. Absolutely pure class from Elise Perry. And that's the end of day 2. Australia 5 for 177, and Elise Perry, she's 70 not out.
Perry's away.
Well, and delicately played this time by Perry. He was into the 90s.
Yeah, I think I'd certainly, in the scheme of the innings, I was probably a little bit more nervous than at other points. I do remember a couple of their fielders close to the bat, like kind of letting me know about it, but I guess in a way too, like when that happens, it makes you focus a little bit more.
Marsh in. Here we go. Is this Elise Perry's maiden 100? Yes, it is! Elise Perry, her maiden 100 for Australia, and how happy is she? She's done it with her best mate and in her home city in front of a brilliant crowd here at North Sydney Oval, and look at the Australian crowd.
Yeah, it was a special moment. I think I've obviously played cricket with Pez since we were 9 years old, so to be at the other end was pretty special, and I guess it was a nice touch that I got to be out there and give her a hug.
Looking at the photo that we have of each other when it happened, and we're hugging, and yeah, it kind of just felt really special.
She's in Sydney, it's her hometown, she's in front of her home crowd, her family's here, her husband's here, she's with her best mate out in the middle. It just can't get any better than that.
I think I just kind of felt like I'm just going to keep going for as long as I can and see what happens.
A little bit of width. Does she get through a field? Of course she does. Swept well too. On the charge, it's through the field, it's past Brunt.
Elise Perry, 150.
I think I was just being really selfish. I was really enjoying batting out there, and yeah, it was just such an awesome atmosphere.
Well, that set up really nicely for Perry.
Perry driving. He's into 191. There's a slog swing, appeal and given. So Wellington departs and in comes Megan Schutt. England only need one more wicket.
I was actually fine. I wasn't nervous at all going out. I'd faced Laura Marsh before and I was like, yep, I'm all good. But then I spooned one to fine leg.
Oh, top edge and lands safely. And all of a sudden the crowd are into it.
And then I went, oh crap. I was like, maybe I should actually be concentrating a little bit more. And then after that, I think I had my head down a little bit.
For the story's sake, I had complete faith in Shooter. If you watch the replay, there's a couple of interesting shot selections from Shooter.
So the nerves kicked on a little bit there, but I'm just so glad she got to that number and she got to it twice.
And that's exactly where she goes. Is it enough? Yes, it is! Elise Perry brings up her 200 in style. What a moment for her.
She has played an innings to remember for everyone at North Sydney Oval today.
I genuinely blame it on the crowd. They all cheered like it was 6, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going with this. I think it was Sarah Taylor, the England wicketkeeper, that tapped me on the shoulder and was like, I'm not sure that was 6. They're actually just checking it. And I was like, okay. This is going to be embarrassing.
No, it's 4. It's 4 and she celebrated. Can you believe it? Put your helmet back on, Elise Perry.
I'll never forget the look on her face when she realised it was a 4. Like, we both were like, oh my word. Like, it was, that's the golden moment that I wish I could play in a GIF over and over.
There's a 1, they'll look for 2. No. So she's on 199.
And then everyone's anxious again because they're thinking, oh, we hope she gets to that double 100 because that'll be, 1, a little bit embarrassing, and 2, you know, she really deserved it. She batted really well.
Well, what about the pressure on Megan Schutt?
Yeah, this will be the most important ball she ever faces.
Oh, punches it. And the crowd erupts. There we go.
I've never had that much cheer in my entire life. Even when I've taken wickets, I've been in front of big crowds. That was definitely the biggest cheer I've ever had in my life, and I felt so flattered.
And Elise Perry has the strike. Driven down, she's taking off, and she's done it. She's done it for a second time.
We got to celebrate it twice.
There was no thought of going as hard again. Definitely not. I was, accepted a lot more humility in the second.
Is she going to celebrate the first time just as much as the first time? No. She just puts the bat up. And relief for Elise Perry.
And I said it the first time and I'll say it the second time. What an innings, what a player. And what a moment for this North Sydney crowd. It's been an absolutely brilliant innings from Elise Perry.
I must admit, it was kind of nice to get there because otherwise that would have been completely and utterly embarrassing. I think that would have been the end of me.